Okay, welcome to this episode of Hunt Florida TV. On this episode, I thought we would kind of talk about and teach people how to locate turkeys. We're talking spring turkey hunting now. How to look at a piece of land, maybe that you've never hunted before, and try to isolate the areas that you should concentrate your scouting on and your hunting. So that's what we're going to do today. You know, the best thing to do if you've never hunted a piece of land before is, I think, get on the internet, get on Google Map, or one of those your iPad or your iPhone has that map application on there. But look at a tract of land, whether it's a public piece of land or wherever you're going to hunt, and look for drains. I'm talking about low areas, bottom areas, swamps and stuff, hardwood areas. That's where typically turkeys are going to roost, kind of like what we've got behind us right here. Turkeys typically like to roost, over or very near water. So cypress ponds such as this, swamps, stuff like that, they feel safe when they're roosting over water, safe from predators such as bobcats. Bobcats are similar to house cats in that they don't like getting in the water. So a bobcat's not going to swim across this pond right here and climb up a cypress tree to get at a turkey while he's asleep, while he's roosting. So anyway, they feel safe there. So, but if you look at that map and you can kind of see see these hardwood drains that I'm talking about, see some cypress ponds, some swamps, concentrate your efforts there. Look for, turkeys are like deer. They're edge species, as they're called, or as they're referred to, meaning they like to be around different, where different habitats come together. I'm talking about, hardwoods where they meet pines, where they meet open, prairie type areas. So they like those varied habitats, and you'll often find them where those habitats come together. So that's what you want to do. You want to start off looking at your aerial photographs, on the computer, and then of course, after you think you picked out a couple good spots, then of course you need to get in your truck and drive out there and take a look, and that's what we're doing today. So anyway, stay with us, and we're gonna show you what we know. Okay, this is a little bit closer. This is the back side of that cypress pine right here. I mean, as you can see, great place for turkeys to roost, where they can be totally safe and not have to worry about any predator ambushing them while they're asleep. So, but you don't want to. You want to be able to, when you're turkey hunting, you want to be able to recognize and identify these roosting areas. But when you go to set up on them, you don't want to really get. I mean, you want to get as close as you can, but I mean, if you can get within 70 yards of where you think they're roosting, I wouldn't try to get any closer than that, because you take the chance in them hearing you, and then instead of pitching out to where you are, they might be pitching out the other way. So don't get too close, don't bump the birds, but get as close as you can, and get there as early as you can. I mean, get there well before light. So anyway, good roost spot. This is a nice little spot right here, a little logging road right there. You got planted pines to the left. You got hardwoods to the right, and it rolls down to that cypress pine. And then there's an opening right here where the road forks to the left and forks to the right. So let's see if we can see some sign. Okay, remember when I was talking about you want to try to hunt, you'll often find turkeys where two or more habitats come together. See right here, to your right there is some planted pines, and then right here to the left is you've got some hardwoods, and those hardwoods, I don't think you can't really see it, but those hardwoods roll down to that pond, that cypress pond that we were just at earlier. So those turkeys are going to be roosting in that area, and again, you got these planted pines right here. That they like to go in and like to scratch under, scratch the pine straw up and look for bugs, which is, bugs are one of biggest things that they eat, insects. They get a lot of protein from that. But you know, here's kind of a little opening right here. You can't see behind you, but there's a road. There's an old logging road coming right through here. There's a logging road going that way. Then there's a logging road going right through here. So you got three old logging roads coming together, you know, meeting right here. And you've got hardwoods on this side, and you've got planted pines on this side. So it's a good spot. And I've already seen some tracks in the sand right there. A little hard to see with the camera, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. Just trust me. But I do see some spots right here in this field where they've scratched. So I'm gonna go show you that right now. All right, right there. I think you can see that. That's where a turkey has scratched up that old dead grass right there, and looking for bugs. Let's see. Another one right there. See that? Another one right here. Another one right here. I think you get the idea there. Let's go, I think there's a couple more over here. Here's a couple really fresh ones right here. Look at this. I mean, that was this morning. You see that? One right next to it, right there. And as you can see right here, what we got is there again, we've got two or more habitats converging right here. You got planted pines on the left. You got hardwoods and mixed on the straight ahead and on the right, and then you've got this opening right here. So see if we can go down. Here's an old logging road right here. And again, here we are. We're right in between. This is a great place for turkey and deer to come through right here. As you can see, we got these planted pines on the left, and then we've got these hardwoods on the right. And it just it's where two habitats come together, and it's a great place for them to great place to find turkeys and a great place to set up on them. Let's see, let's go in here. Let's go in here and see if we can see any scratching. Oh, there's a nice amidst these planted pines, there's a nice oak tree right there. That was probably dropping acorns. Now look at this. There we go. This is what we're looking for right here. Look at this. Can you see all this? My shadow's in the way, but I showed you some scratching in that field. But here's some scratching right here in these planted pines underneath this oak tree, where they've pulled all this pine straw back. Look at this. Can you see it? Let me see if I can get my shadow out of the way. Can you see all that right through there? Look at all that. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And again, right over there is that logging road that we were just walking on. And on the other side is the mixed woods, mainly hardwoods. But right here we got planted pines, and look at all this. I mean, they have been bugging in here. I mean, just recently. There you go. I wonder if it was turkeys that's been doing this. If you weren't sure, now I think you should be. But look at all this right here. I mean, it's just it's everywhere. Look at this. See that? It's all over. They've really raked back, really scratched back all this pine straw, and that they've been getting bugs out of here to get protein. And I tell you, I think this oak tree right here presents a great spot to set up a little ground blind right here. I mean, we've got plenty of sign right here in front of us. All this turkey scratch right here in the pine straw, and then behind us over there where those three logging roads I said met. I showed you where there's some scratching right out there. So we've got everything we want in a great turkey spot. Planted pines, hardwoods, cypress pine, probably 100 yards behind us. Got a little field right here. And also, you know, on this track right here, the birds, besides roosting over that cypress pond right there, they also have been known to roost up on the ridge. So oftentimes, you know, turkeys will either roost over water or sometimes they'll roost up on a ridge. And I know from experience out here that they do oftentimes, especially the gobblers, roost up on that ridge. So I'm kind of in between two roosting areas, two known roosting areas. I've got all this, where all these habitats are coming together. I got plenty of sign, and I've got a big, wide tree to hide my silhouette. So I'm just gonna do a little simple ground bond right here. Some cutters. Just kind of move away some of this stuff here. Move this over. I don't want to cut any more than I have to. I want to stay camouflaged, but I want to kind of clean this area out so I won't make any noise and step on any twigs. You can use, you know, I've got a gobbler lounger that I can use, or, you know, oftentimes I'll just take one of these right here. You know, and you don't have to have this. I mean, you can just, you know, a lot of us have our turkey vest, you know, have that built-in seat cushion. You can use that. But if you're going to be here, you know, if you plan to be here for a while, you know, it's all about, you know, being comfortable and being able to be as still as possible. So, you know, for me, if I know I'm going to hunt here and this is a great spot, I'm going to go ahead and get a setup. So, go ahead and put this chair right here. I'll just use that to lay back against. All right, let's see here. And then I like to take, these things are real cheap. These little camouflage fencing. You can get these at about anywhere. I like to take something like that and you just stick them right in the ground. Make sure you give yourself enough leg room. Sticks right in the ground nice and easy. Kind of help break it up a little bit. Some of this right here. And so I got plenty of leg room. If I want to run a camera, I can. If I want to have somebody else hunting with me, got room for my gun, all my calls, but pretty comfortable. See, I'm leaning back against this tree right here. It's blocking my silhouette. Turkeys are probably, well, they're either going to come from this direction or perhaps they might even come from behind me, but you know, I might have to readjust. But anyway, just wanted to show you how to do it, and let's see if we can see some other areas, okay? And you know, if you've got a power line or a gas line, such as this one right here, running through the property, that's another great place to find turkeys, especially gobblers strutting. Gobblers in the spring, they love to come out on gas lines like this and strut. So they make great strut zones, great place to set up on a gobbler, and just another good place to that you need to do some scouting and plan on hunting this spring. I've glassed this field several times, several mornings, and on a lot of the occasions I saw turkeys out here. So this is just a clearing right here. We got some new growth, you know, some grass coming up, real tender. I'm sure they're enjoying eating that, and also you know, picking bugs out of the ground. So let's see if we can find a good blind location for this area. Right back over there too is a swamp, so another good roosting area. Here's another great spot right here. I'm gonna use my gobbler lounger in this blind here. There you go. Well, as you can see, I've got, I got another one of these little camouflage fencings right here. Put that up. Put some just some old dead limbs and stuff in front of it to kind of break it up a little bit. Got a really big live oak tree behind me to hide my silhouette. And if you can see behind me right here, that's a really low area right there. You can see there's some water right there. There's a creek that runs through there. So, definitely a good roosting area for turkeys. And on this side, I mean, we'll show you that in a second, is a field with some just some new grass, just some new growth, tender young new growth coming up out of the ground. So the turkeys I've glassed that field before and seen lots of turkeys and some big gobblers in that field. So this is going to be another great setup for me. I'm already in place right here, and got some great roosting habitat right behind me. Got this field that I'll show you in a second right here in front of you, and another good spot. Okay, well, I've done all my scouting. I've read the woods. I've seen plenty of sign. I've set up a few blinds, as you saw, in really good ambush spots and places where I see that turkeys go to frequently. And I've got a plan in place, and I'm going to utilize those blind locations to put that plan into place. And I'm just waiting on opening day. So thanks for tuning in to HuntFlorida TV, and good luck this spring turkey season. And I want you to see what I want you to see what I'm looking at right here. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.